Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video on 8.2.4. Today it's going to be Freezer Burn, Moderation, Prey on the Weak, Subterfuge, and Mutant Wrath. The defenders are going to be Daredevil Classic, Wasp, Moleman, Hood, Hulk, and also Jabari Panther before we jump onto the boss that is going to be a Biohazard Masacre. Now for the nodes for Freezer Burn, every time you will attack the defender, there's a 20% chance you will get an Incinerate debuff on you, and if you try to hit in the block, you will get a Cold Step on you. Moderation is if you have a buff on yourself, there's a 100% chance that whenever you will gain a buff, you're gonna purify a debuff on you, and the more buffs you have, the better it is. And with Subterfuge knockdown, whenever you will knock down the defender, you will get a Fury on yourself that will increase your damage by 5% for 10 seconds. And Mutant Wrath is all mutant champions in this arena will receive a Fury, increasing their damage by 125%. So naturally, your best counters will be mutant champions with Incinerate and Cold Snap immunity. So your Colossus with Omega Red Synergy would be good if you want to do extra damage. Otherwise, he will work on his own as well. Your Iceman, your Emma Frost, and also Storm with Pyramid Axe gets immunity to Incinerate and Cold Snap. And there's always your Human Torch that you can bring. Now if you don't have all of those champions or you have very few of those, you can also bring in your Incinerate immune champions, but make sure that you do not hit the defender in the block to avoid the Cold Snap, and rest is good. For your masteries and boosts, nothing out of the blue, just the regular mastery setup will work. You can use both ouchies and non-ouchies. So just bring in your mutant champions with buffs, preferably with Incinerate and or Cold Snap immunity. The boss island is going to be Scorpion, Morningstar, and Massacre. We're going to attempt Massacre with Biohazard, Palette Cleanser, and Heavy Assault. So let's jump into the part, guys. The first fight is going to be against a Daredevil Classic. I am going to use a Colossus here because he is Cold Snap immune and also Incinerate immune. Mutant champion, so he will get extra damage with the Mutant Wrath node, 125%. And every time I will knock him down, I will get a Fury on myself with Subterfuge, a knockdown. So plenty of damage to go around. And pretty straightforward fight, just parry and heavy, build up to an SP2. And I have also brought in an Omega Red Synergy, so I land those big crits depending on how many armors I have. So I can take him down very quickly and very fast. With the right champions, the path is not difficult. Just try to bring in champions that are Cold Snap and Incinerate immune, so you don't have to worry about hitting in the block as well. Now if you're using only Incinerate champions, then don't hit it in the block. Don't hit them in the block, just only use parry and attack them while they are open. Next defender is going to be a Wasp. Now, I thought that a Kingpin would work or any Shrug Off champion will work here, and this should work, but I think Kingpin took quite a bit of time to shrug off the debuff, so he took a lot of damage and I was barely able to bring Wasp down. So having checked that out, I would say a better option would be a Mutant champion that is Incinerate and Cold Snap immune. So your Colossus will be a good option here. You can use Storm with the Storm Pyramid X energy. That also works. A really great option against Wasp will be your Iceman, because Iceman is Incinerate immune and also he is immune to Cold Snap. And with his SP1, he will apply Cold Snap on Wasp that will stop her from evading and giving you shock damage. So if you have an Iceman, that would be the perfect one for this fight. If not, just try to use an Incinerate immune champion and do not hit the defender in their block, and you should be fine with this fight. Try not to go with the shrug off route because I think that wouldn't really work. So mutant champions with both immunities, Cold Snap and Incinerate, will work well here. Moving on to the next fight, the defender is going to be a Moleman. Now, the immunities are like a prerequisite. Make sure you have a cold snap or incinerate immune or only an incinerate immune champion. The tough part here will be navigating through Moleman's shrug off ability. You have to be really careful before you attack him that he is not going to go unstoppable and attack you back, or you don't activate his wrath from his monster mass. So just be wary about that. I am going to use a Colossus and I'm playing really slow. I'm trying to push him to an SP1 constantly because it's easily evadable, so I don't have to use a parry and try to find an opening like that. I'm just baiting the SP1s out, and that gives me a natural opening, and I just go in and attack and kill him off. I'm using a mutant champion, so that's an extra 125% damage because of mutant wrath. And yeah, that's pretty much about it, guys. Slow fight against Moleman. Just be careful of the shrug off, but you should be okay as long as you bring a champion that has both immunities. And the next defender is going to be a Hood. He is a Mystic champion. Now, I am going to use a Human Torch because he has both Cold Snap and Incinerate immunity, but he will not get any extra damage from Mutant Wrath, but that's okay. The Smolders will make up for it, and he will be able to take down Hood quite easily. You can also use Human Torch for other fights. Any champion, any defender that has energy attacks, Human Torch will work well there. So this is just a quick takedown of Hood. Next defender is going to be a Hulk. I am going to use an Iceman. Now, Hulk is going to be a really easy defender to deal with, but just you have to be careful about two things. One, whenever you will attack him, he is going to get those passive furies, and at 15 furies, he is going to go passively unstoppable. So just be careful about that, because by the time he gets down to 15 furies, he will be at 75-76% health, and if he starts hitting you, that's gonna hit really hard, because for every point of health missing, he gains damage. Once you have that down, another thing is going to be his stun on his SP1. Do not get clipped by the special one, because the stun is going to be really long, or an SP3. The stun at the end of it is going to be really long because of the rework on Hulk. So just be careful about these two things, and you should be okay to navigate through this fight. I would say always try to push him to an SP2, which is a much easier evade, and try to use your mutant champions, because of Mutant Wrath in the arena you will get extra 125% damage, so you can kill off the fight faster. And the final defender is going to be a very annoying Jabari Panther. Now, I always have trouble facing her because she has a lot of whippy action, and a lot of times because of cleanse, I misjudge her and I take quite a bit of damage. I would say you have to have a champion that is Cold Snap and Incinerate immune just to avoid hitting her in the block and start taking Cold Snap damage if you don't bring in a Cold Snap immune champion. So your safe options will be Iceman, Colossus, Human Torch if you don't have another choice. You can also use Storm with Pyramid X energy, so that can also work. So you have to slowly build up and try to knock her out. I am using a Colossus, so I'm just building up to my SP2, and there I just get clipped, so I have to use my SP3. So she's a very annoying defender. You have to play with a lot of patience. I've always hated her, even in Alliance Quest map 8 as well. So yeah, that's why my gameplay is a little sloppy, because not really a great fan of her on defense. The boss fight is going to be against a Masacre. He has a biohazard, so you need a champion at least that is immune to bleeds. And also do not knock down Masacre, because whenever you will knock down, he will gain a cruelty on himself. And if you try to parry after that, you're gonna take a big damage because Masacre can crit through the block. So just be careful about that. What I like to do is to bring in a champion that has compounding damage. So Colossus with Omega Rex Energy, I know every time I parry I will get an armor up, and every armor up will help me increase damage. Once I build up to an SP2, I can throw that out, and then I can just dance around and let the cruelty expire before I attack him, or I can push him constant to an SP1, so that gives me an opening to go attack him in. You can do it similarly with a champion like Aegon, because he will shrug off the bleeds and poisons from Biohazard. So very similar strategy with him. You can also use an Archangel here. Just be careful that Masacre, if he throws a heavy attack, because of heavy assault, that would be an extra 500% damage on every hit, and he has 3 hits in his heavy, so that can easily kill you off. So a slow and steady approach is the one you need to kill him off. I just have a muscle memory. I keep hitting him on his block, so I keep getting poisons. Otherwise, I should have lost this much health. So just be careful about that, and just simply parry into an SP2 and then dance around once he has a cruelty, and I can take him down easily with a Colossus and Omega Red synergy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you did, guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications, and leave a comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. Apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.